Welcome to the Paris Show. Today, you're going to see Graham Smith from Virgin Radio UK, who also has an award-winning podcast, Outcast World. Another guest, Hannah, from the band Cherem, based in Derry, Northern Ireland. So, we have a familiar voice from Virgin Radio UK, where he hosts the weekday evening show. He's also the creator of the award-winning podcast, Outcast World, the queer group chat, tackling all things sex, politics, and culture with honesty and humour as well. Please welcome to the show, Graham Smith, the absolute legend, the icon. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. You've been married. You've got so much going on with the podcast as well. Like, just tell us, how has it been for you?
Yeah, like last year, 2025 was the busiest year of my life, honestly. So much went on. Started the new show. Because it had been like a funny few years before then when you're in between things, when you leave one thing that you've done for a bit, as we do, as you'll know, as presenters. You leave one thing, and sometimes when you leave something, you leave it because it's done. It's time to go and do something else. Yeah, so I did that, left, it was at Capital up north in Liverpool. And I thought, oh my God, I might not work again. And then spent a year just kind of like beavering away, producing and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, landed the evening show on Virgin Radio. That was exciting. So I was on air 6 days a week. The podcast was ramping up. The Boys podcast as well, which is like an arts podcast that I do.
It's a very good podcast. I'm a big fan of that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And you know, that's like a bit of a team effort, and yeah, that charted and stuff, and that was a bit of a success, and that was exciting. But it was all at once whilst working 6 days a week, and then I did Virgin Radio Pride again this year. I didn't run it this year, but I was doing a show all August, every day with interviews and my own show. And in the end, I was just like, well, I think my head's going to explode. Plus getting married. So we had the prep for getting married. We had the registry office thing. We did that in February with the family.
It's so cute. Oh, when I saw the pictures, I was like, oh my God.
And then there was the big bit, which I'd have been happy with just a quiet wedding, but Steve, really, my other half, my husband, just really wanted to have a big family wedding thing. So yeah. It's been a busy year, but so rewarding. I'll look back at last year and just go, like, yeah, at times I wanted to tear my hair out, but it was worth it in the end. You know, you got stuff done. Hopefully 2026 is going to be a bit more quieter and a bit more, yeah.
Well, you say that, but you know what the universe is like. It likes to throw all of these life lessons at you at once. And it's like, you know, when you go shopping and there's a particular supermarket that literally beep, beep, and they throw the items at you and you're trying to bag the first item. That's how I feel the universe is literally dealing with me at the minute. So, like, I totally feel that.
Like the checkouts at Lidl. Like,
yeah, quite
down there. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, whoa. Yeah, it just feels like quite a lot. It's
peas, potatoes, what?
Yeah, but to be fair, creatively as well, and with projects that are going on, I feel like it's yes, it's quite chaotic, but also it's a blessing to be able to have all these things to work with, and you're doing amazing work as well. One thing but there's so many things I love about you, but one of the things that I love about you, you have this resilience of no matter what life throws at you, you get back up again and you keep going. And that gives us, and so many people in the LGBTQ+ community, a lot of inspiration, you know, regardless of what's going on in your life. And all the hard work is paying off as well. All the projects that you're working on. And, you know, these podcasts, award-winning podcasts, like, you must be so proud of yourself.
I think so, yeah. I never feel comfortable with, you know, if you've been to one of these awards, you'll have been at some point one of these awards ceremony things that they do, and everyone kind of like, if you're from, I'm a bit of an outsider initially, hence the name Outcast World. I thought, I'm an out, nearly swore then, say sorry.
That's all right.
I've always felt like a bit of an outcast, a bit different to other people. You know, it goes from school all the way through to everything. Even in the LGBTQ plus community, I'm very much feel like a bit of a fringe figure, and I don't mind that. That's fine. But I go to these things, and there's been times when I'm like, why am I here? Why? It's a bit awkward. And then, you know, when it's time to go, people are hobnobbing and sort of, they all know each other from all the big agencies and that. And I'll go with my mates and I'll go, right, should we get off now? Should we go Yatesies and have a few drinks? You know what I mean? It's nice. I thought the other day, I haven't won anything this year, but I've been nominated for everything. I've been nominated for everything, so I've got my game face ready. You know, you're sitting in the audiences. There's nothing quite like that moment when they go, and the nominees for Thingy are, and you might be there. You got your friend with you, a couple of friends, and you go, oh, it's gonna be on.
Yeah,
and it's not. And you have to get your
Yeah, but
and
what is
these
the
are some
one
amazing people?
What is the one award that you really want to win? If you could manifest any of those awards, which one would you be like, this is the one?
What, from this year? British Podcast Awards? I didn't ever expect to be nominated again for a British Podcast Award. Got gold in 2022. I had no idea. You can tell by the speech. I forgot letting you go up. I lost where my notes went, and I was like, thanks. This time around, it was nominated for not best new podcast. It was best interview. Best interviews podcast. And I was like, the nominees were the news agents, Louis Theroux, the Daily Mail, doing some sort of podcast thing. Yeah. Like two other ones on me. And I was like, oh my God. And I didn't expect it so much. It took me about 30 hours to realise I'd been nominated, because you get the automated email and I hadn't seen. And I was like, oh, well, that's what it is. That is what it is. And I checked the internet later and it says, been nominated, and I'm like,
you're like, what?
What? That wasn't we? Oh, I would love to have won that, but do you know what? Just being alongside it, but then people was genuinely enough for me.
Yeah,
and I'm always thankful every single day. Life goes through tough bits, right? And I've been through tough periods, some more tough than others, but recently I felt blessed. I felt blessed that me and him are together, that we're stronger than ever, that we have our little house, that we were loved, that work is sorted out, and it's all, anything can change any minute. You know what it's like. 6 months from now, I could be in a totally different position. And I said to him, like, I started to cry, actually. I was like, why are you crying? I'm like, I just want this to just last.
Oh,
I'm really grateful. I just want this to last. You know, I think what had happened is I was a bit stressed as well. You're a bit stressed, you're a bit tired, working out a bit. I've been started to go into the gym again, run down tired, bedtime-ish, and I think I'd made a big mistake at work on the show. Not life-changing, but like something that really annoyed me. You know when you mess up on air?
Yeah.
And you get annoyed at yourself.
You're like, why did I do that?
Sponsor thing. Yeah, it was a sponsor thing, and I'm thinking about that much of the show that all of a sudden it was the sponsor for the programme, and you have to do a read for them. And I forgot the read, and the thing came on going, the sponsor, and the music's underneath, and I'm meant to speak, and I'm like, the sponsor.
No. So you're like, deer in headlights.
They've got great things going on.
Oh, bless you.
So I got home and I was just like, they're going to fire me because I'm rubbish. He's like, no, they're not. We're all allowed off days. So yeah, I'm so thankful that things are good right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I totally
resonate with that. I totally understand that and feel that. We've all been in that kind of position, and we totally get that. In a nutshell, what would you like to manifest for 2026?
Continuous, healthy, sustainable life growth. Don't want to be one of these people that like blows up overnight. It'll never happen. I'm too old for that anyway now. I just want to get better at the show that I do. I want to get better at the podcasts that I do. And I just, a lot of it is manifesting wanting to get into a healthier mindset routine. When you're moving mountains like I had to in 2025 and in 2024 actually, you can neglect yourself and that catches up with you.
Yeah.
And I mean this, like when I was doing So I was essentially the program director of Virgin's LGBTQ plus station, and I loved doing that. I mean, you have to do what you're told to a certain extent, but I wouldn't do some days in the office. I'd work from home, and I was in bed. It sat in the bed at Steve's mum's with my laptop, 5 screens open, like that, quite a lot, and my back got really tight, and that was the impact of not looking after myself like that, and then not moving as much, and then drinking more wine when you go home from work, a bit of stress wine, and honestly, I do love a good wine. I let myself get a bit out of shape and a bit mentally sort of, not looking after me as much. And now I want to just spend like a year where, sustainable, comfortable growth, where going to work, making the show better, getting into good routines. That is what I want for 2026. And fingers crossed the universe will allow me to do that.
And it's going to happen. And we put that out there into the world, and we're manifesting that. Graham Smith, thank you so much for joining us on this show. We really appreciate you. And all the best for 2026.
Crossed. Fingers crossed it's a good one.
Fingers crossed. And make sure you stay right there, because coming up after the break, we have another guest. With me now from Derry, Northern Ireland, are the indie punk powerhouse Cherub, part of the new wave of queer rockers taking the world by storm, expressing about gender identity, neurodivergence, dismantling the patriarchy, talking about religious trauma and queer joy as well. They are a force to be reckoned with. Born as a kickback against the local music scene's boys club, their raw energy and fearless attitude have made them one of the most exciting live acts around. Please welcome to the show, Hannah from Cherub.
Hi, how are you? That was the best intro we've ever had, so thank you so much.
Oh, and do you know what? Rightly so, because you're iconic. I love the headrest.
You know what? It's a vibe. We're just trying to do something here.
I noticed that you're in a supermarket car park right now. Are you doing the weekly shop, babe?
Yeah, I'm doing my big shop at Tesco's.
Represent.
So, yeah, all the hot girls shop at Tesco's. Just in.
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad we've managed to finally meet, because I've been keeping an eye on Cherub for a while now, and we kept missing each other, and we've been messaging for a little bit, but finally we have made this happen. And
finally,
and I just love that we've got the opportunity to have you on the show, so thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
First of all, how was 2025 for you? And beginning of this year as well, it must be a little bit chaotic being after Christmas and New Year's and stuff. So how has it been for you, just like in a nutshell?
We've been having a lot of changes in general to the band. We've been going this year now, we've been going 9 years. I've been doing Cherub 9 years. Alana's been doing Cherub for 7 years.
Wow.
So it's pretty scary. So we kind of decided that this year we weren't going to take on as many gigs as what we did the year before, because we were we want to just work on our sound. We want to write some new music. And we just we weren't getting the time to just be in a room together and just be creative, because all of the time that we had together, we were just rehearsing for the next show.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really nice just to have the creative time together again, and just remember why we do this in the first place, I guess. But in saying that, we have done loads of shows as well.
You've been busy.
We
really
have been busy. There's no rest for the wicked, though, Paris. So we supported Stiff Little Fingers. We did the UK tour with them, which was really fun. We did some stuff with Enter Shikari as well, which was really good. Gosh. And we're just off the back of the Undertones tour as well, which was really good fun. So in saying that we didn't really do any shows this year, we kind of did as well. We had to there was some that we just couldn't turn down. So we've been really fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know what? Out of all the bands that you've been working with and supporting, if you could just name one, which one has been your favourite? It's hard because it's picking out. It's like picking a child. I know, but out of all of them, which one?
Oh my God. Well, we did the SSE earlier this year. This was like our first ever arena show, which was insane.
Wow.
I went to my first ever concert at the SSE Arena in Belfast when it was still called the Odyssey, and I went to see One Direction. I'm a fangirl. I'm just going to say it.
You're a fan of One Direction?
Yeah, well, no, I wasn't there with One Direction. We supported Snow Patrol there earlier this year, so that was pretty nuts.
Wow.
But it was just weird being there after, like, the first ever concert I ever went to was literally in that venue. So, yeah, it was strange. It was a strange experience. So maybe Snow Patrol, I would say.
Ooh. I mean, to be fair, out of all of the bands that you work with and supported, they're all amazing in their own ways. But yeah, Snow Patrol, 100%, like, absolutely.
It's pretty good. But also Enter Shikari, also The Undertones, and also Stuff Little Fingers.
You like all of them? All of
I
them?
can't
all
choose.
Of them?
I really but that was definitely my favorite venue, I would say.
Okay. So what's like your dream venue or dream kind of tour? If you were to just go, right,
Dream tour.
let's say we're going to tour future, right? And you are doing a headline tour and you've got artists that are big now, whatever. Who would you want to support you if you were headlining?
Who would I want to support me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Putting it out there to the universe right now.
Wow. Okay. I've never been asked that before. That's like such a good question. There's a band who I absolutely adore right now from Donegal, and they're called Tramp. You should totally check them out. They are amazing, queer rockers, and they're just doing their thing, and it is so cool. So I would say Tramp, all the way from County Donegal in Ireland.
Okay.
Just because I love everything that they're doing. Shanna is their lead vocalist, and they are incredible. And I have so much like vocal envy of them. I just love them so much. So yeah, probably Tramp.
Okay.
The best. The best of the best.
Note to self, check out Tramp.
Yes.
Thank you for that one. I appreciate it. Out of all the artists, no matter what genre, who has been like the biggest inspiration for you in terms of finding your voice, finding your identity, finding your peace in the world?
Oh my goodness. Okay, wow. I feel like of all time ever, or?
I mean, it doesn't have to be of all time. Even if it was for a summer where you were listening to them, it doesn't matter. Just like any artist or band.
Okay. So I am like one of the biggest influences I feel like we've ever had as a band has been the Riot Girl movement from like the 90s. So I would say like bands like Bikini Kill, bands like L7, bands like Bratmobile were a huge inspiration to us whenever we were starting out. Like whenever I feel it's so funny whenever I explain this to people, because like whenever we kind of started, there wasn't a lot of women and queer people doing what we were doing in Derry at the time, and the scene was like really, really male dominated, and we were still trying to kind of find ourselves, trying to kind of understand what kind of music that we wanted to make and that we kind of wanted to write as well. And that was one of the first bands, like Bikini Kill in particular, were one of the first bands that I kind of discovered when I was trying to work that out.
Yeah.
And they changed my life. They literally changed my life. Like, it was like a light suddenly just turned on, and I was like, this is it. This is everything that I've ever wanted. So, and I loved what they were talking about in their music as well, and saying that like girls to the front, women to the front, because it was something that I felt inside, but I just didn't have like maybe the means to say it at the time. It was like, it was like, oh, we can actually say that. Like, of course this is going on. Of course, like we're having, girls are getting kind of pushed to the back at shows. Of course this is happening, but we can like say this. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Okay, I don't know, but like, yeah, I'm gonna say this. So I feel like they were a real staple in the early days of Cherem being a thing, but also Chapel Roan too.
Oh, of course, Chapel Roan, yeah. But do you know what? Like, something that you mentioned just a moment ago, being quite a male-dominated, scene, male-dominated world in general, really, especially in Derry. Have you seen that change over time?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it definitely is changing. It's nowhere near as male dominated of a scene as what it was, I think, whenever we were first getting started. And like, I always hold like that little bit of peace in my head where I'm like, I hope that we were one of the bands that like, could start this, like make space for bands like that to come forward because like, even though we were, I don't know, I feel like we were one of the only people that was kind of doing what we were doing at the time, at that particular time. There has really been a massive resurgence of,
Good.
women starting bands, queer people starting bands,
This is
which
what we
is
want.
so important. Yes. So I would like to, like, I kind of like, maybe this isn't true, but like in my head, sometimes I tell myself, I'm like, yeah, like you know, might have made that happen for one person, at least one person. So that's important. But yes, I do feel like it's changing.
Yeah. Do you know what, Hannah? It's been a real joy. It's been a real pleasure to be able to speak with you finally and have you on this show. And don't forget, your presence really does inspire so many other people, so many other girls, so many other non-binary people. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. This has been so fun. So thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.